Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
All of us know the fire that Donald Trump lit from Washington overnight. So let's call this the day after Cut the Clutter. And we know that since the morning, very wise people in Washington and Delhi and very powerful people have been trying to douse this fire. But this fire is not so easy to put out. This will burn for some time. This is time then to look at what has brought India-US relationship to this pass. Also, is Trump just nuts? He is just being irrational, or is there a method to his madness? And also, we'll do something which we don't often do, but we should when there are transactional relationships being considered. Let's look at the picture also from Trump's vantage point or his point of view. So number one, Trump, we know, is not nuts. In fact, you read an article by Abhijit Iyer Mitra on ThePrint today who says that he's not stupid, he's lying, he knows that he's lying. Modi said no such thing to him. But he also knows that he wants something from Pakistan which he can get. He's not been getting anything from India. So one, he wants something from India, and there's a list of what he wants from India because he's transactional. And second, he's also giving India a message for doing certain things that he doesn't like. I will list some of these in just a minute. Now, with Pakistan, what is it that he wants? He doesn't care what happens to Pakistan. Pakistan can go down the tube as far as Donald Trump is concerned. He does not wake up every morning thinking about Pakistan, but he does often wake up in the morning thinking about Afghanistan. Why? Because in his election campaign, he had promised to bring his troops back from all their overseas commitments. He's an unusual president of the right who wanted American power to shrink, and he wanted America to become more inward looking than be a global policeman. He knows that the key to opening the door in Afghanistan, letting his people out, shutting the door again and putting Afghanistan under the charge of people who will listen to him and the rest of the world at least for some time, or who will at least promise to make sure that they don't let Al-Qaeda, ISIS, etc. to grow again and be a nuisance to America, is Pakistan. So he's making a deal with Pakistan. He's telling Imran Khan, you deliver to me on Afghanistan. Watch his words. He says, we used to give you $1.3 billion every year. All we got was subterfuge and deceit. Then we stopped it. Our relationship has now got better. All this can, of course, resume in the course of time. So he's offering Imran Khan a deal, which he's accepted. Imran Khan swallowed this humiliation to be told that your country was given so much money and you cheated us, right? It's not a nice thing. But he's followed it because he's also going to make a deal. So Trump is all about the art of the deal. You may think it's crude, but that's the way he is. And read that Abhijit Iyer Mitra article. He tells you also areas where Trump might feel aggrieved by India. Now, first of all, strategically, Afghanistan is a very important thing for him. He has to get the hell out of Afghanistan. Does he see India as a helpful party, or does he see India as a troublesome party? Now, I can do a separate cut the clutter on India's interests in Afghanistan. That's a very different argument. But India's interests in Afghanistan at this point run contrary to America's interests in Pakistan. Because India and Pakistan have the old rivalry, America needs Pakistan's help. They will make concessions to each other as long as both benefit. India gets ejected from that equation. So the more India tries to get involved in Afghanistan, the more Trump will see it as a distraction and as an impediment. So that's where his new equation with Pakistan comes in. Second, his equation with India. Now, India is a strategic ally. India, America are strategic allies. This has been said several times before. Trump has said it, Modi has said it, Obama has said it, Modi has said it, Obama has said it, Manmohan Singh has said it, Clinton has said it, Vajpayee has said it. And each one has subsequently, successively said it with greater emphasis. But again, look at it from Trump's point of view. What does India mean to America, to Trump's America, or to Trump as a strategic ally? Number one, militarily, India brings very little to the table. It might send a couple of ships for an exercise or the other, but there is no way India will go so far as to get at odds with China. India knows where its interest lies. I'm not saying it's a question of limitations. India cannot become a client state strategically for an American-led quad against China. So that is the military limitation. Second, trade. We are a funny country. We have a $60 billion trade surplus with America. We have a $60 billion trade deficit with China. But think, which is the country we are giving favors to on trade? Which is the country we have gone to a trade war with? We have gone to trade war with America, where we have a $60 billion surplus. We are bending over backwards to accommodate China, with which we have a $60 billion deficit. Trump is not stupid. Trump sees it. And there are people around him who go and tell him this. And maybe he thinks that, oh, these Indians are so kind to the Chinese because Chinese are tough on them. You can counter it and you can resent it, but it might just be a reality. So trade is trouble from Trump's point of view, and then you come to the third point, which is investments. Now, biggest American companies, some of the biggest, Walmart, Amazon, they came in to invest in Indian e-commerce. Every e-commerce rule change in India, driven by the Swadeshi lobby, has been directed at harming the interests of these companies. Now, we can argue again on another day on what was good for India or what wasn't, but you don't think that these companies don't have lobbies in Washington and they don't get their word across to Trump. And how this will get across to him is, look at these Indians, they are targeting American corporations, but they are wholeheartedly welcoming investments from Chinese companies into their own e-commerce. What is Alibaba? It's a Chinese company. So this doesn't work with Trump. So trade, military, economy. And the new tax now on FPIs, foreign portfolio investors, no prizes for guessing that much of it will affect American companies. And then you have a company like Bayer, which is a mega corporation, which has acquired a large part of its business in America, which is also coming under now Swadeshi attack, and the BJP is playing along with it, particularly on seeds. So all this stuff reaches Trump in America. Next, look at India's strategic limitations from Trump's point of view. These are India's strategic compulsions, India's strategic needs. India has to keep its autonomy in its dealings with Iran because there is a relationship through history. Also, it's a country on the west of Pakistan, just like Afghanistan, very important to India, and there is a friendly relationship. Similarly, India cannot go head to head with China in a hostile way. That became very clear some time back. So, strategically also, besides Afghanistan, India doesn't have that much to deliver. Now, where is it that India could deliver today? India could deliver today essentially on trade and the economy. And I think big mistakes have been made over the past 18 months by India not opening up to America, India not being sensitive to Trump's pet hobby horses or his pet concerns. And finally, just think about it. After India and America have signed COMCASA and LIMOA, all our security agreements, India's status as far as security clearance for the export of military hardware and software from America is concerned is the same as that of any NATO country. But what is it that India is buying from America? 23 Apaches? A small number of guns, but nothing really major. On the other hand, Russia is back to being India's largest weapons supplier. So the way Trump would look at it, look, I'm being so friendly with India, India is my strategic ally and vice versa, but they are placing all these big orders with Russia while not showing me the way to any major purchases from American manufacturers. So in the very recent months, India has placed orders worth nearly $10 billion with Russia. This is S-400 missiles, this is the Akula submarines, much more and much more will come in. Now, Russia cannot be a strategic ally. Russia can be a military supplier. To think that Trump will worry that India-Russia relationship is growing strategically, so this is creating a global imbalance. So Trump should reach out to India is a pipe dream. Trump doesn't care about Russia as a strategic power. And in any case, he's friendlier with Putin than Modi or any other leader can be, because it takes two of a type to become friends. So we started by saying that Trump doesn't wake up thinking of Pakistan. Trump also doesn't wake up thinking of India. So why should he invest political capital, his political capital, in his election year into India? What does he get? So, to use an expression that Trump has made famous or infamous around the world, India does not feature bigly, B-I-G-L-Y, in his scheme of things. So, if India has to mend this relationship, it has to find a way or a formulation now to get back on his radar screen.